let's watch. I'm gonna order food soon because I'm getting really hungry. Let's watch a video from Golgot. Let's get back to like Star Citizen. Jesus Christ. And let's watch a video from Golgot that is called Tools of the Trade, Modding in Private Servers 2012 until 2023.
Real quick, Star Citizen is moddable multiplayer, hosted by you.
Yeah, no, it's not anymore.
Allowing user-generated content is a key design goal. Our modding tools will allow players to design new ships for both submission to the persistent RSI ship dealer net.
You know what else it says in the Kickstarter? It says that, yeah, I also love Golgot stuff. It also says that Squadron 42 is a game mode, a single-player game mode for Star Citizen that you can finish, but you do not need to. And then they split it and blah,
network,
blah, blah.
or to build custom ships and items for the self-hosted multiplayer mode. Hardback-bound 42-page engineering manual for modders, $20.
These are still being sold, by the way, as far as I remember. Let me find them.
Want to get to at least $4 million overall, as this will allow us to do more sooner, especially on things like the modding tools.
The game will include the option for private servers, like Freelancer, and will offer plenty of opportunities for players who are interested in modding the content. Unlike many games, none of these aspects is an afterthought. They all combine to form the core of the Star Citizen experience.
Sure, Chris.
You know, on
Sure
your own server, you can do whatever you want. You can fully script events, things of that nature. You won't be able to put them up into...
Okay, excuse me. How the fuck are you going to have a server mesh? Your own server mesh? Please tell me that.
First, at least onto...
Aw, thank you for subscribing, Roboy619.
our servers, unless they've been approved and run through our QA group. But yeah, I mean, on your own servers, it's, you know, it's kind of like running your own MMO, essentially. Oop! Your own community game. Or MMO, whatever we want to call it.
Never gonna happen.
I don't know if it's in the very first release because we've got a lot of stuff to do. So in the early persistent beta stuff, you know, the level of the mod tool side stuff will be much more limited, and then we'll be rolling that stuff out after we've got like the persistent universe running and people are playing with it. We can start having all the rest of the stuff all work.
All right. So it's not for that, but oh my god, this mouse. Squadron 42 manual, full Star Citizen. This is like currently. Handle change pass. You gotta pay $5 to change your name in the game, by the way. Game universe map. Engineering manual for modders. Oh, you can't even see it because of the chat. Okay, so here. Engineering manual for modders, digital. So, yeah, $10. You can buy it if you want to. Still.
There's a big suite of stuff, but so long term, yes. Short term, you may have to wait a little bit.
Star Citizen is calling all you modelers, texturers, and riggers for the likes of a modding competition.
You know about the other two projects with thousands per instance? I won't mention them in chat. Don't want to piss people off. You will not piss people off. What are you talking about? PlanetSide 2. What else? Elite Dangerous? I'm not sure.
That you've never seen before.
For instance, Elite Dangerous doesn't have that. What other game?
So in the spirit of Star Citizen's open development philosophy, we've decided to create a competition to build Robert Space Industries' next great starship. If you're an aspiring modder, a modeler, or just a conceptual designer or artist, we encourage you to enter this competition.
I mean, one of the tenets of Star Citizen is to allow players to sort of do some of their own modding, maybe
look at how young
create
he
their own
was.
Local server to mod and play the game down the road. And so from
Motherfucker, don't mention the companies. Tell me the fucking names of the games. God damn it! What is this? Is like CIA like following you? Like what's happening? Jesus Christ!
There for the users, and we thought, you know, what better way to sort of bring it to the forefront and involve the community, which is a a big part of how we're building this game is the community is involved in the process of building it, not just
I
playing.
have
it at the
no
end.
idea what you're talking about.
Right, it's
Exterior's
simple.
not bad, but the interior is just like mind-blowing.
Honestly.
There's a bed for every crew member, which also doubles.
And it's all in engine, it's ready to go.
There's
a coffee maker.
Yeah, this is Disney
Oven.
style.
Now, this is actually classed as, let's just say, a fighter stroke troop carrier.
The Redeemer is actually in the pipeline to be upgraded properly because the original Redeemer was.
Let me remind you that Redeemer was one of those modular ships that was promised to be modular with like $65 million. The last one of the stretch goals. I talked about this like an hour ago, 2 hours ago.
Do look good in the video.
This needs to be completely redone from scratch. It doesn't fit metrics. It doesn't fit all the gameplay it's supposed to go in it. It's not an optimal for performance layout, and it's a weird gunship drop.
Club Grist, you gotta tell me what you're talking about, honestly. Like you're like derailing the video, but sure, okay. But listen, Koaku or Elliot from CAG has told me, or told all of us because he was on the stream, that a couple of companies have adopted their design for server meshing. So maybe it's the same. I don't know. Like, are you talking about anything that's like currently up and coming? Is it like getting released soon, or is it released already? I'm not sure. But Planetside 2 is a game that can have like more than 1,000 players on a server.
Dropship hybrid. It was in Squadron because of the dropship aspect, not of the gunship aspect. But it only could carry 6 people, I think, which isn't a great dropship. So when we came to the realization we need to do this from scratch, it was a case of.
I've never heard of Metagravity.
Hot topics.
Star Atlas might be done because of the fluctuation of their currency, whatever. I've heard that like a couple of days ago. So anyway, I wasn't concentrating.
And it's a weird gunship dropship hybrid. It was in Squadron because of the dropship aspect, not of the gunship.
Oh yeah, I remember
aspect.
this.
But it only could carry 6 people, I think, which isn't a great dropship. So when we came to the realization we need to do this from scratch.
Why, John? Maybe because you made it like that. Maybe because you made a big ass ship and put like 6 seats inside of it, and that's it.
It was a case of.
But instead of that, you remade it and you made a fucking ship that's that has like 2 size 3 shields, the same shields that a Hammerhead that is like 4 times as big has, and you're like, yeah, sure, this is fun. It's not going to be meta at all.
It's pretty hot topics.
The slider is a constant topic of discussion on the forum.
It is. Fair enough.
So yeah, the slider
Adam, I have
is
no idea.
a preference. It is not an absolute, so you can't. No matter
I'll
how
check
far
it
you take
out,
that slide.
Club. I'm not sure. I have no idea what you're talking about, honestly. But I'll check it out after the stream.
You can never.
You can send me some links into my community Discord.
Unless you're running your own server.
Well, if you're running your own server, then you can do whatever you want, to some extent.
But I wouldn't rule that out.
I'm not sure. Look, I'm failing to understand what has the Redeemer have to do like with modded servers and all of that, modding and private servers. But sure, let's continue. Maybe I'll understand.
It's not an absolute, so you can't. No matter how far you take that slider, you can never prevent PvP content.
Unless you're running your own server.
Well, if you're running your own server, then you can do whatever you want, to some extent.
But I wouldn't rule that out later on down the road in terms of allowing people to build their own sort of encounter maps for Arena Commander, because that would be fairly easy to do. I mean, the only caveat is that the modding side of the tools require a lot more sort of polish than sort of our internal dev tools, and so in terms of those getting in people's hands, our current schedule is get the game out and then sort of get polished sort of modding tools out after the game.
Next year, probably towards the end of it, is when everything will be all together in one package with most of the content there. So
this is why I said like an hour ago, 2 hours ago, that like every fucking year they say in 2 years they will release something. This was like, oh, they're gonna release Star Citizen in 2016. Every year they say that they're gonna release Quantum 42 in 2 years from now.
really from sort of the end of this year.
But then the plans change because the scope of the game changes. Are we the ones that are changing the scope of the game? We're not. This game is scopeless. It's scopeless and hopeless at the same time.
To the end of next year, it's really going to be a big content drive and fine-tuning and honing drive.
I mean, we've got the Redeemer already, and we actually would like to bring a few of the other ships from Next Great Starship into the game when we have time. We've got such a huge backlog of ships that it takes some time to get everything in. If it passes the quality bar, it could potentially be deployed into the game and then sold online, and perhaps there was some kind of revenue split that would go between the creator of it and the game itself, just like you have. Valve does this pretty well. So that would be a path, maybe the same for clothing on characters.
They're not going to get booed if the ticket price is $200 and $300. Shane, that's not going to happen. What a whale that has enough money to spend for CitizenCon to spend like $200 or $300 for 2 days on CitizenCon, plus the expenses for like being there, Airbnb or hotel or whatever, and eating and drinking and all of that, and then like they're gonna boo. That's not gonna happen. I'm expecting not to see a single shirt that I sold, 30K crew or senior citizen or whatever. You can check them out in the description if you want to get them. But sure, like. They're charging money, $200 or $300. Two types of tickets.
And we're also toying around with doing some kind of mission editor stuff. That's kind of longer term, but again, those would all be tools that would be very useful for all the modding stuff that we need to do anyway, and maybe deploy some of that earlier to allow some people, say in our sort of test bed, to come up with like some encounters or something, and then submit them in, and we pick the best encounter and roll that out to everyone else. With one of the patches or stuff like that. So we're definitely thinking about that. That is definitely part of our plans, and it's really just sort of fitting it in with all the other myriad things we've got to do. But it will happen.
Private servers are the absolute last thing on the list. I mean, they are the last. There is nothing that comes after private servers. I mean, as far as a live release. In fact, we will be live.
They said this about a bunch of things. A bunch of things are the last thing that they're going to do. Also, notice how not gray Jared is. Right? The time has passed for all of us. So, back to my point, like, they said that farming is going to be the last thing. They said that like the Endeavor is going to be the last ship. Everything is going to be the last thing. But also the modding is going to be the modded servers are going to be the last thing. Modded servers are never going to happen.
If we will be done with alpha, we will be done with beta, we will be live and in operation for some time before anybody even looks at private servers.
It almost makes you wonder why Chris ever gave that as an option, because
that was because when we thought what the scale of this was at the beginning. So it's still something we want to do. It's still something, but nobody's even thinking about it right now.
It seems seems ludicrous almost now to think about. Yeah,
it's so far away. There's just, I mean, there is a good chance one of the five of us will be dead.
Very good. Yeah, pretty much.
Wait.
Where did he find this video? This is a quote. This is a quote and a half. Oh, this is before. Is this before Jared started working for CAG? Because I know that he like started streaming and all of that. It was before. Oh, okay.
So far away. There's just, I mean, there is a good chance one of the five of us will be dead.
Very good. Yeah, pretty much.
Wait.
I'm just talking about numbers.
It is you, Captain Richard. We're talking about you.
Yeah, he's the marked one. You're not supposed to tell the guy.
No, we're definitely going to do tools to allow people to like do content creation and stuff. So it's not going to be, unfortunately, in the next few months or even the next year. But after that, I mean, it is part of our plans. It's like, but you should be able to have, like the way Freelancer did. You run a server and you can have 100 people on it or something and go around.
Yeah, that's how it works in Freelancer. Right now, the game is still somewhat alive. I have a friend that like plays it on and off sometimes, but it's a server with 100 people, and that's it. That's not a server mesh, but sure.
Area you design or whatever. There you go.
Okay, so now it's on a smaller scale. Sure.
And stuff like that. So at some point later down the development, we will have to start developing a program that would assist you guys in that, assist you guys in being able to create mods, because we all want to see the Star Wars version of this. We want to see you guys modding and stuff like that. Fan created videos, the simplest type of mod in the world. There used to be far more of those until we had to start locking down our builds and whatnot. And I've talked with Chris about creating content releases where basically we give you the assets and stuff separate from the game, so they're not all encrypted and stuff like that. So there's a lot of talk about it, but it's not a thing that needs an answer right now. So it doesn't have one. One of the earliest pledge goals when the project launched in 2012 was the ability to run private servers. So I can't tell you what shape or form or how robust that's going to be, because the scope of the game has increased quite a bit since 2012. But
yep,
I know it comes up every once in a while.
I don't even know if you can hear him.
It's like, we have to make the game first, and then we figure out what we can provide to you as far as tools with private servers and stuff.
But you're already showing that you are incompetent and that you are unable, like not capable of making the game, Jared. Not you, Jared, but like you as a company, CAG. You guys are incompetent. Like, listen to this.
And it's like, we have to make the game first, and then we figure out, what we can provide to you as far as tools.
Like, you made the ship first. For example, a vulture, and now you realized that the way that you wanted the vulture to work with other ships when it's salvaging. Now you realize, oh shit, it's not going to work like that. It's a bit wonky and janky. So since you're not going to redesign the ship, you need to redesign the way it interacts with salvage goods, right? With like hulls that are just like flying around. So as I've said at the start of this stream, how many times have you like changed the size of the box of like one SU box? How many times have you changed the mechanics of the hover quad? How many times are you going to change everything in the game? How many, like all of the ships right now that have components in them need to be completely changed and work differently, or like doorways expanded or whatever for the component salvage to work with those ships, right? Because you can't get the components out of the Carrack. You can't get the components out of the Sentinel. You can't, like, you see what I'm saying? How the fuck are you gonna get the components out of the Redeemer? And the Redeemer is like one of the newest ships, or like the Corsair. Where are you gonna, like, how is that big ass component gonna fit through the small doors in the Corsair, one of the newest ships? So even the new ships that were released like in the past couple of years, when they knew what they were doing, will need to be changed to work with like component salvage and all that shit. So again, or they will need to like make the components smaller. It doesn't matter, but something needs to change. So you're constantly showing us that you're incapable of making this game.
private servers and stuff, but it was one of the earliest earliest things we offered. Was
That's why we have the Turbulent team now. And yeah, we're all hoping for hoping for Turbulent. Jesus fucking Christ. We're all hoping for Turbulent to like get them out of the ruts and like make the game for them, because they are not fucking, they don't know how to make the game. It's just poor game development. Yes. But like, they have 1,100 people now, right? Turbulence maybe makes like 10% out of it, right? Let's say the Turbulent has like 120 people, 200 people. You need all of those people to be like as hardworking and as good as they are. Not just like 200 out of like 1,100, right?
So it will happen. It's just a question of what form, what shape, size, and form it will take when that day comes.
Star Citizen is first-person space combat and trading in a massively multiplayer persistent universe and customizable private servers.
Wait, where is this? What the fuck is this? Oh, this is on Twitch. Okay.
First-person space combat and trading in a
No, I don't, like, look, I don't even fucking believe that we're going to get Pyro this year. I mean, it's not going to happen. Because we're going to have, like, the next patch is going to drop during CitizenCon, as always, as per usual. And then, what? You have 3 months to release Pyro? That's not going to happen. Maybe end of next year, right? I said at the end of last year that Pyro is not going to happen. But I also said that this year is going to be a make it or break it year for most of us. And it is for me. And it just fucking broke me. And I'm done. I'm done.
Massively multiplayer persistent universe and customizable private servers.
Great. Modding. Oh, he went there. Okay.
Learn the ins and outs of modding Star Citizen's private servers with this helpful guide. Want to create your own ship, modify a game mechanic, or build your own planet? Look no further.
Jesus Christ. Okay. He bought it, and that's it. He should have really bought it and like showed us that there's nothing there. Like, you can buy it and it's gonna be in your hangar and that's it. But yeah, yet again, another great video from Golgots. I'm really glad that he monetized the channel now and he can make money out of it, because this is a lot of hard work, honestly. Even though there are like tools to help you out with this, it's still like, it's a lot of hard work. My greatest accomplishment isn't spending 1.2K on Star Citizen. It's more of the fact I'm the father of my wife and husband to my wife's boyfriend. What? Pooping while standing. Okay, that name just like completely. I completely understand why I don't understand that comment at all. Depressing, but I love Golgot stuff. Yeah. It's always depressing because it is how it is, and that is how it is. So yeah,